In this video, I'm going to show you how to move items using a batch process from one shelf to another in the property room. Let's start off with my piece of property here. It's on shelf D1, bin 3. When I take my pin number here, that's what I'm going to scan into the scanning part of the batch process. Alright, so I'm going to open up the batch process. Here we go. I need to create a new batch process now. Here it defaults the date and time, and I need to name it. Note this name needs to be unique. I'm going to use one that I've used before, and I'll show you what happens if you do that. Now I need to have a job type or an action type that tells me what I'm going to do with this piece of property. I have one created called move shelf, and it's important that we have the right cross-reference in here. And so in my case, I'm using chain of custody return to storage, so that when I click the process activity button, I get the right form, and I'll show you where that's at in a moment, but just be sure to use this one. Now, I don't really have a disposition to change here, so I'm just going to say not applicable. And here's what I get, a duplicate key, and it's saying that move shelf has already been created, so I just need to make sure to make that a unique name. I like to append the date at the end. That way it's always unique. There we go. Now I scan my property. But before I do that, I have to have the right one highlighted, so I'm going to highlight that one because you can see properties are in the other ones here. I have to highlight this field. That's really important. So my name, move shelf is highlighted, and I'm highlighting this field before I click the scan button to scan my barcode. And there we go, I scanned my barcode and it put the property. Now I can scan as many as I want to put them in this batch. I'm going to click Process Job, and there's the return property to storage, that cross-reference I was referring to. That's what brings this particular form up. If I would have picked a different one, it would look a little different. Now I'm going from my property room and putting it right back into my property room, so I'm not actually leaving the property room, but this is what we have to do. We have to tell it we're coming from there and going back into the property room. And I've created a reason called move location. If you don't have one, create one. Name it whatever you want. I could fill out these individually, but I don't remember where I had this. So I'll just use this return to previous storage location. And what that does is pre-populate all these for me exactly where it's already sitting. I'm just going to use shelf D2 bin 4 as a demonstration, and I'm pretty much done. I'll continue processing, and now that all of the elements have disappeared out of my storage location, I know that it took the process. I'll close that out and I'll go check my work. Alright, here we see shelf D2 and bin 4 now. So it was in D1, bin 3, now it's in D2, bin 4. To take it a step further, I'll check the chain of custody. Here we go. Alright, so it went from the property room to the property room and into D2, bin 4, and as you can see there was a previous entry for D1, bin 2. So that's it, and that would have done that to all of the properties in my batch.